Okay, in my last video, we did the oil change on this Simpson pump on the back of the Dewalt 4000 pressure washer. This time, actually going to do the engine oil. And this is the Honda motor on this Dewalt pressure washer. It's actually the reason that I originally bought the Dewalt pressure washer, but I will say that after the fact, I learned that it also has the best pump, which is that Simpson pump as well. A couple things to note before we get started. Yes, there are two drain plugs here. You don't need to open this one up. There are also two fill plugs. So there's one fill plug here. I'm just gonna open that up a full turn. And there is another fill plug on the opposite side right here. This is actually the level that we fill the motor to. You keep pouring oil on the other side until it comes out of this one. But let's go ahead and get started with our oil change. I've already loosened this fill plug over here. I'm gonna tighten that up just a hair so I don't keep bumping it out. And I'm going to slowly take that out because I don't want it to shoot oil all over the garage floor. And it is starting to come there. Let's see if we got it just yet. This has been a great pressure washer. I really liked it. So almost out. They give you a plenty long bolt. This was a 12 millimeter bolt for the socket I used to take it out. A box end wrench might honestly be easier to get at it from the bottom of the engine. Now I've got the bolt out. I'm gonna slowly take that out so it just drains down in that oil pan I've got below here, which it is. And the oil still looks pretty good here, but it was time. I was actually breaking in the motor and I'd ran it about 25-ish hours, so plenty well overdue for the time that it needed to do this. While that's draining, I'm gonna set that oil plug down and open up this fill plug here. And you'll notice on this side, there's no check level. And that is because when we're pouring oil in, we want it to actually fill up until it comes out this side. So this is our low side, or our fill to side, and this one on the other side is our fill side. Now, I have warmed this motor up a little bit beforehand to get the oil to flow better, and we can see that it's already draining out here. I'm just gonna sit that plug down here on my cardboard. We'll let it drain for a minute. I'm gonna put Honda Gen 4 motor oil back in here, which is a 1030 motor oil. It's what it calls for. In Honda motors, I'm a little particular about this. I do like to use Honda brand oil. And why? Well, on four-wheelers, especially in their axles and that type of stuff, it is a good idea to use their brand of oil because it does have some additives in there specifically for that stuff. So try to do the same thing with these smaller engines as well. While that's draining, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure there's, you can see I had it hooked up. Make sure there's no things hanging on the edge of my screen there. It's always a good idea to clean those up. And that little guy was hanging on to his oil for dear life. Let him finish till he's down to just a drip. Okay, we're done draining. I've gone ahead and put the fill plug back in and just tightened it back up, or the drain plug, I should say, and put a rag underneath that fill port, is what I was meaning to actually communicate. I'm gonna grab my oil, walk around to the other side of the machine, and I've already got a funnel, and yes, it's plenty long of a funnel, because I want to have it hold in there so I can film the same time as pour. So I'm gonna pour a little bit of oil in there. And I'll put a link to that oil that I use in the description. And not coming out of there yet. Let's go ahead and add a little more. I want to give it a second to get to that other side of the machine. Trying to remember, I think it's 1.6 quarts it takes on there, but I may be totally up in the night there. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I buy the gallon jugs because I have a couple of Honda motors and it's easier to do it that way. It's cheaper as well. So again, just pouring some oil, letting it go down in the motor and giving it a second to get to the other side. Patience is your friend here, which I'm not a super patient person. Should be starting to get there. Oh, there we go. There we go. Starting to come out the other side. I'm gonna grab my black foil plug and put it in there. I'm right-handed and holding the camera with my right hand, so a little backwards. Wipe that up fast before it goes everywhere else. Go ahead and close that off. Grab another rag. Had to elevate this some to get the 5-quart pan I had underneath there just because it worked better. So there's, you fill it up till it comes out that side. Come back over here on the other and pull that funnel out. We are full over here as well. So I'll put that plug in there. We are good. All done. Easy. Takes a couple of minutes. I'll clean this up and probably hit it with a little bit of starting fluid or a little bit of gas just to get that oil residue off there. But that's how you change the oil on it. You fill it till it comes out that opposite side, and then you put that plug in, come over to this side, and it should be fill up to the top of the threads as well, so that little bit of spill is actually normal and how they recommend you do it.